Exercise is something that we should all do in order to maintain our weight and stay healthy. According to the CDC, regular physical activity can improve your overall health and fitness, as well as reduce the risks of many chronic diseases. Being out of shape from lack of regular exercise generally leads to poorer health. There are many different types of exercise we can do to stay fit, but today we're going to focus on squats. So what is a squat? By definition, squat means to sit in a crouching position with the knees bent and the buttocks on or near the heels, or to crouch down as an animal does. It's a good boy. It can also mean to settle on an unoccupied land without legal claim, but we're not going to talk about that last one today. When doing squats, it's important to have a good and proper technique. So number one, you're going to want to plant your feet shoulder width apart. And number two, you're going to want a nice deep squat. So in order to do that, you're going to want to get your hips down to at least knee height. I fucked that up. So number two, you're going to want to get those hips down to at least knee height. And if you can, drop them even lower than that. And finally, number three, just make sure that your back stays flat the entire time. Simple as that. Piece of cake. So for our experiment, we wanted to find out if doing squats would improve a person's running. In order to test this hypothesis, we decided to time ourselves running a distance of 400 meters. During the 10-week experiment, we ran a distance of at least 400 meters 3 times per week. From weeks 1 through 5, we didn't do any squats. From weeks 6 to 10, we began to do 15 squats 3 times per week. We recorded our times at 3 crucial points in the experiment. The first recorded time was taken on week 1, the second on week 5, and finally the third recorded time was taken on week 10. Weeks 1 through 5 were considered significant because they would demonstrate a change in running times based solely on the implementation of a consistent running routine. These first 5 weeks served as our control phase. Our experimental phase began on week 6 when we started doing squats. The final recorded time taken on week 10 is significant because it demonstrates what impact, if any, the squats have had on our 400 meter run time. So let's cut to the chase and talk about the results now. So a personal problem that we had with our group was that by the end of it there was only 2 of us left, and with 2 people there's not a lot of data to interpret or draw any real conclusions from. If somebody was to recreate this experiment, I think it would be an improvement to have a true control group, which is a group of people that do squats and run, and a group of people that don't do squats but just run for the entire 10 weeks, and then compare the results of those 2 groups. And finally, I think that another big improvement would be to time the runs outside rather than on a treadmill, because there's just a lot of problems with treadmills, and 400 meters is like sprinting distance, and treadmills take a while to start up, and it just feels pretty weird running that fast on a machine. Like you're going to get thrown off. I don't know. That's my suggestion.
Squats!